I am sitting here with the general manager of the Saskatoon Valkyries, Michelle Duchene. Michelle, it's a pleasure to have you.
Nice to be here.
Glad to have you. So, tell us, you've been here from the inception of the Valkyries. How did things start with the team? I know it was kind of like there was a camp that happened, and then a year later the team happened. But I'd like to hear from you. What happened?
Well, essentially, I went with the national team to Worlds, and there was teams in Manitoba and teams in Alberta that were playing each other, and they wanted to have somebody from Saskatchewan join in, so that way we could have an actual league. And so when we got back from Worlds, myself and another girl named Jessie Bidens, who was playing on the national team, we contacted Football Saskatchewan and said, "We want to do this. Like, how do we make this work?" And so they kind of like guided us and let us kind of run with it too. That's the one great thing about Football Saskatchewan. They're just so supportive of any kind of program that wants to kind of develop, especially if it's new and it's, inclusive. Like, we're bringing in a whole new group of people, right? Like bringing in the females to the game, and that's 50% of the population, right? And so they were very excited, and you get to start right from scratch. So like finding, well, obviously first of all players, but putting together a coaching staff was it was unique. Definitely, I would say that. A lot of people were like, really, like women playing football, like tackle football, and so we get a lot of curiosity about it. But eventually, we convinced Jeff Yowzy to be our head coach, who is the executive director of Football Saskatchewan at the time, and very well known in the community and very well respected. He's a long-term Hilltop coach, and so he was able to recruit like a really good coaching staff. And you combine that with like we recruited a lot of like high-level athletes, like people that were like ex-Huskies or like played some high-level sports, maybe down in the States and stuff too, that they're playing ball or other sports. And so you combine those like awesome athletes with terrific coaches, and boom, it happened, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was, and people came out and everybody was so shocked at like how real it was and how good it was. And you could just see the fun that we were having, and that fun just translated. Like it went from on field, off field, and we had like our bus rides were so fun, and bus rides home, and everything we did was fun. So
That's what it's all about, is having fun, man. I like seeing that. Here in Saskatoon, football, the community is so strong, and to see you guys being accepted and loved. And when we were here on Sunday, the turnout was absolutely amazing. It's great what you guys are doing here. For you being the general manager, did you have any other experience prior to that, being GM, or just it was something you just learned on the fly?
It was just something I learned on the fly. I was I was a trainer before, and so I worked with the Huskies for 5 years, and then once I was done university, I was recruited to go work with the Saskatoon Hilltops. So I had been around tackle football for 12 years and had a pretty good sense. And I have a kin degree and I'm with a business minor, and so it just kind of all came together. Yeah.
It seems like that is the thing that everybody is doing, is going to school for kinesiology.
Yeah.
So for this team, obviously the first 2 years you guys won the championship, which is unheard of most of the time for teams that are brand new. You build a strong team. The last decade or so has been dominance. You've won 10 WWCFL championships. Tell us about the culture, and where did the culture start for you guys?
I think it just started right from the beginning, like, that we expect our athletes. We wanted to call ourselves elite, right? And so I came from elite programs, and so we emulated what the Hilltops and the Huskies did, right? Even though they're very two different programs, they both are very successful programs.
Yes.
Right. And so, I learned a lot of what they did and just kind of copied that. And, even to this day, like things happen and I will like think of Sarge and be like, hey, Sarge, like this is happening. Like, what would you do in this situation? Or Scott Flory, I feel comfortable that I could call him up and be like, has this ever happened to you? What do you do now? So I think it's just all part of that community thing, right? We all support each other at the end of the day, and we all want to be successful. And so, yeah, we just a lot of support from the community, and yeah.
I love that. I love that. Being on this journey now, working on this documentary I'm working on, I've noticed a lot of the practices. Talking with Coach Sarge, having an interview with him, seeing Coach Flory's practice, and seeing how you guys practicing right now, they're all similar.
Yeah.
They flow very well. There's not a lot of time wasted. Yeah, you guys have a little bit of fun here and there, but it's business. It's structure. Has it always been that way, or did you guys just find it recently?
No, it's always been that way, and that's what I mean. Like when you're an elite program, you treat it elite all the way around,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, um, we expect our athletes are like training during the off season, and when you're here, it's business. We like on the field, it's business. We are here to get better each and every rep that we do, right? And so, today's actually a little bit different because it's our bye week,
Yeah.
so it's not as serious as what it normally is, but it's still focused, right? These girls are here because they want to get better. They want to be the best, right? And they all want to compete for being on their provincial team, which is being named soon. They all want to be have a shot at the national team. So every rep that they can get and be coached on, they want it.
Being an elite program, obviously, you know that there's always sometimes you're gonna have players that are gonna give pushback. Have you ever had that struggle where you demand it, you know what the standard is? Has there ever been that type of pushback at all? Or people just been very receptive to it and understood from ground zero, hey, I want to be a part of that. I like it. I see it.
Yeah, no, we've never had pushback on it at all. Like everybody knows that when you come here, like our mission and vision states that, right? That we want to win championships, and we want to be part of our community. We want to make people better people. That when you are done this program, that you've made an impact in the community, and that you'll continue to make impacts on the community, right? Like whether it's just volunteering for anything, like we do a lot of volunteering out in the community, and so volunteering, or you give back through coaching, or maybe you become a manager of a team, or whatever it is. So yeah.
I like that. I like that. What is one of your favorite memories being a part of the Valkyries? Any could be a championship game, could be a funny moment, everybody together. What's something that stands out that you could share with us that this is the place to be?
um I have so many great memories, right? Like just that first camp, like that was phenomenal to come out and we have that many girls come out and be interested in doing it, right? Winning our first championship and was obviously pretty incredible. Like we had no idea going into that season what our team was going to be like. Are we going to be the worst team ever, or be able to compete? And so that was obviously really special. But honestly, like everything, like every bus trip we take, there's something funny that happens, or unique. And my daughter's now on the team, so last year was her first year, and so winning a championship with her was pretty special as well. um, one of the one of the biggest hardships we had was in 2019. We were traveling to Regina, and we had a coach that was coming to meet us there from Medicine Hat, and he was killed in a plane crash on the way there.
I read
And
about that.
so that's definitely, you know he's always around. He was that guy that was like so full of energy and just so giving and so smart. And um, so it was really impactful on our team. And I think how our team really rallied and came together after that was something that was super super unique. And um, you know in a certain way, like it was special because it was for him.
You found a
Yeah.
way to work through the storm and figure it out
Yeah.
because that's a tough one to
Yeah.
you know process. And I
Hmm.
personally have been through that. Like I lost my daughter last year in July.
Oh.
And we had her celebration of life on a Saturday. We went to training camp that following Monday, so I can understand. Like it's tough. It's tough to just try to. Hey, we got a job to do. We still got to move forward. But this drastic thing happened. I can only
Hmm.
imagine how you guys got through it, but you did. And
Yeah. I don't know how we played that game. Like all of us talk about how we don't, nobody remembers the game.
right,
Like we won the game. I'm not sure how,
yeah.
but it's just crazy how people just pulled through. Like the whole sideline was like stunned and sad and crying,
Like,
and
how
like
did we get
like how,
here? How
yeah,
did we do
like
this?
and it was definitely new territory. And but his parents are just amazing people, and they really encouraged us. And yeah, we definitely knew where he came from and why he was such a special guy, because his parents are incredible people, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah.
For you as a general manager, and you hear a lot of things about general managers and like pro sports, or even now the role of general manager at universities and college level, they're I wouldn't say sticks in the mud, but they're more all business. You're not like that. You're very welcoming. You're open. You're very nice. You're funny. Is that just who you are naturally, or is that how you want to be as a general manager?
Well, I always try to say that my number one thing in life is that I always want to try to make everything fun, because if it's not fun, why would you do it? Right. And I think that that helps, hopefully spreads out to the rest of the team and the staff. And yeah, I don't know. Like there's obviously a time when you have to be serious, but I try not to be in that situation very often. I mean, I have to do it in my day job, so this is my separate job, right? This is
Right.
my fun stuff, and so I don't know. Anytime I'm on a football field, it's a good day, and it's yeah. And I love people. I'm an extrovert, so I love, obviously with a football team. Like you're around so many people that when you're around football, and so it puts me in my happy place. Some people like the bubble baths and being by themselves. I'm not. I'm in the complete opposite.
I love that you're the general manager, you're the trainer as well. You're one of the trainers, but you just kind of from my experience here at the game, you know everything about everything that's going on. You know what's going on over at the concession stand. You know what's going on over at the bench, the field. It's amazing what you can do.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, after all these years, like there's, one year we didn't have an equipment manager. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm learning equipment and I'll be the equipment manager. And, there's years where we didn't really have many trainers. So I was the trainer, I stepped into that role again, and I love it. I love being a trainer too. But yeah, so I think just because, like, at the beginning, we didn't even really know what we needed, right? So I remember I was like, I created the picture, like our tickets, like, and posters, and, I got help from my IT husband. um, but like, I kind of had to do all the things, right? Because I wasn't playing. So and we didn't have a lot of people because we just didn't know that we needed all these people. And so just over the years, we've been able to get more and more volunteers, and then I can kind of just enjoy things more. And but at the end of the day, still kind of as a general manager, you have to have the pulse on everything, right? So
Oh, you sure got your finger on the pulse of everything around here. I love seeing that. So, lastly, we'll end it on a very high note for you guys. Winning 10 championships is obviously the big thing that we hear about you guys. 42 game win streak as of this past weekend. But where do you see the Valkyries in the next, say, 3 to 5 years? What's the goal for the Valkyries?
I mean, it's just to continue winning championships, right? I mean, obviously, like, big time goal would be hopefully that the other provinces in our country kind of create their own leagues and develop, so that way we can have a true national championship. That would be the ultimate goal. I don't know how far away we are with that yet, but I think we're having like a national championship for senior women's this summer. So hopefully it'll kind of keep building, and hopefully from there, we will have more true national championships. But
I don't see it being too far away. I mean, seeing the way high school football is going, flag football is now becoming, even in the States, NCAA, like real sport and not just something you do intramural. I really want to see women's football flourish here in Canada. So if the provinces can get their stuff together and get it done, talk to her. She might be able to help y'all. But thank you, Michelle, for taking the opportunity to talk to me. I really appreciate you, and best luck the rest of the season.
thank you very much. Thanks for coming out. It's exciting.
Absolutely.